Good morning, my fellow traders. Hope you all having an awesome weekend. And what a week it was yet again. And I would say that's a streak of winning weeks, a month of winning streak. But that comes with lots of patience. Now, I know lots of you must have seen those ads where someone is asking you to buy the courses, or someone is asking you to buy their softwares, their algos that can make you rich just by trading few minutes a day. I know lots of you might have seen that because, of course, the YouTube algo works in a way where if you have interest in trading or financial market, the ads are shown to those type of people, including me. So I've seen those ads, and when I see those ads, I'm like, I've never seen this person trading online or placing their trades live or doing live session. And why the hell this guy is placing ads with millions of views, of course, paid views, and why the people are buying their algos, their softwares, and their courses when they have not seen them trading live or placing live trades. And still, people get their courses. And on the other side, there is someone who's placing the live trades, who is giving you conditions live, who is trying to teach you the right way to take your trades. And in the weekend's video, he shows everything that he has done throughout whole week with full transparency, not something that has already happened. It is something that he has placed live by showing you the previous videos and showing you exactly how those market plays out. And if you're still getting caught up with these signal groups, then that's a shame. You need to do your research. I know you got what I mean. So get a right education from the right person, do your research, and if you want to become profitable and want to take your trading to the next level, then just get one mentor. If me, that is fine. If someone else, make sure that's the only one person you are following. Otherwise, you are just getting yourself confused and you are never gonna make it in the trading world if you follow random people. So this week we had lots of things happened. It was a really good week in regards with trading. I've taken some trades in the priority group. Of course, we have taken 2 trades in the priority group. Both hit take profits. With that, I've placed some live trades in the live session, and I would say indices were the winner. All of them played out nicely, and we have placed some breakout trades, which I normally do in my live sessions. Every single trade has played out, and that is nothing which is alien for you. I try to teach those strategy in my free YouTube videos as well, but with my members only live session, of course, I give them the directions. And in my free videos, I give you lots of free tips. Now, I'm also going to mention how I've avoided some trades. Some trades that the conditions met, and those were valid conditions, I still didn't take it. Why I didn't take it, I will tell you that as well. That is why the first part of this video is really important, so that you will learn from my experience throughout the week, how I take my trades throughout whole weeks, how I make money, and I also show you the losing trades. And this week I have no losing trades. Since I'm on this page right here, as you can see, the silver trade. Now you can't say I've not mentioned that. That was a trade mentioned live in my last YouTube video. We have set this target in my last YouTube video. If you don't believe me, let me show you the clip from the last video. And if you want to watch the full video, the video is there on my YouTube. Watch the last video and you will see how we have placed this trade live and how amazingly that has happened. And this was also mentioned in the live session when the right shoulder was about to form. So let's see the clip and then we can connect the dots from there. Head and shoulder pattern is forming on silver. It has nicely rejected from my termination zone below. We have a termination zone above till here. Okay, so let me give you a general bias. Since we have a termination zone above, I'm expecting a price to hit this termination zone. Mark this termination zone, which is on Ovanda 36.77 goes up to 3716. Once we hit this termination zone, the head and shoulder, right shoulder will be completed, and look for bearish engulfer or 382 candle. From here, we can see another fall back down to the termination zone below. So very simple. Expect a push up for now till here, then bearish condition, fall till here. We'll see how that goes. For now, no entry condition. Generally, we can see a possible push up to this level. All the way from here, double bottom was there. I have not entered there, but I have my eyes right on this termination zone, which we had a push up successfully and we had a bearish candle. So we'll see how this goes. We might see a push up, liquidity sweep, and then push back down. If you have a push up, if you have not entered, make sure you just to take profit and stop loss like this. So keep an eye. This is something I'm expecting from silver, a fall from here to this termination zone. And again, guys, not any sort of trading advice, just my opinion, and don't take my words on it. Perfect. So how amazingly the price has formed this pattern, and how amazingly it forms a condition. I've not just entered this trade randomly, or I've not just entered this trade just because it forms a right shoulder. With a right shoulder, it forms a condition, and that is my bearish engulfing candle. And that was 7,400 pips move. And you can't say I've not mentioned that. There was no ifs, there was no buts. There was clear condition, and that is what we call patience and taking your trades with conditions. If you remember a few weeks ago, I have this trade that was a stop loss hit, but you see that is nothing if you compare this trade with this trade. That is 2 times more the profits which I've lost in this trade. So if you follow your rules, if you are disciplined, if you are not just entering random trades, then you can make money. Now I've also mentioned that my bias is bullish all the way from here to here. I've still not taken this trade. I knew that price is likely going to push up. To few of my students, they have taken this trade, but I waited for the price to form this bearish candle. That happens, and for me that was an entry, and that nicely pushed down. Hope you have learned something out of this trade, that how the patience paid off if you are disciplined. Now talking about this trade, I've taken one more trade, which is gold. This was also mentioned in the live session. Now, full analysis you're going to see in the second part of this video, but I just want to talk about the rules. How nicely the price break below this low. We had a pullback, we had a bearish engulfer. Now, this was the entry set live. We want to set this trade at the limit order. Due to this big momentum candle, I was not comfortable to take this trade. And for the keyboard warriors, when I tell you the condition, that is my personal trade as well. If I go to the IC market, as you can see, this was the trade I've taken. And as you can see, my real account is connected. That hit my take profit, as well as crude oil. I've taken that trade in my real account as well. Right here, that was a quick scalp that was also mentioned in my previous video. So that is something we need to follow and we need to learn if we are taking the trades without any guesses. No ifs, no buts, straight conditions. Now, I want to show you one more trade that was set in the live session. And not only that, I've mentioned this zone to my members before the price was even there, where we have taken the buy trade and then we have reversed our position into sell. Now, a very volatile pair, which is something I called another gold. Now, first we were looking at the area above to sell this market. And if I scroll down, as you can see right here, GBPJPY. Now, I've clearly mentioned the zone above that I'll be looking to sell the market from this zone. Till then, we are doing what? We are only buying the market. I'm not just saying that. I've clearly mentioned that in the live session. With that, we were prepared to sell this market from here. But before that, we had a room of how many pips? Of 100 pips move. And if there is a condition within this 100 pips move, what are we doing? We are going to buy till the price get to this level. So let's see the clip and then we can see how we have taken buy and then we have changed it to sell. GBPJPY is getting to the major structure level, guys. Keep an eye on this level. I've sent that to you in the report last week. 198.41 goes to 19960. Until then, we are only buying with pullbacks till here, selling from here with bearish engulfers or double top. So bullish till this level and then we are selling this market. Perfect. So what have we learned from here? First, that is a trending market. We have broken above and we had a pullback followed by bullish engulfing condition. That was my entry candle and I entered right here, which is my pullback entry bullish. Now, this is not an alien for you. I've been talking about these entries every single video. And if you're learning from my videos, then you can able to spot these entries. Every single day I make videos so that you can learn out of that and look for these conditions. And that nicely hit my 74 pips take profit. That was more than 1-to-1. And if we add silver, that is 7,400. With this trade, that is 74 pips. And once my take profit is hit, I've said that I'm going to sell all the way from the resistance. Now you say, Omar, where is the condition? Now if I go back to 1 hour time frame, if you're someone who follows me from long time, you know I take my trades on 1 hour as well. What do you see here? We have first top, we have second top, and that nicely pushed down, hitting my 45 pips take profit. So 100 pips out of USD JPY with gold trade of 2000 pips, with silver trades of 7400 pips. And now if I make this much money in first few days of the week, there is no need to get greedy to just get the other trades. I know that is a moment of excitement when you have good winning streak, and in that excitement you start taking random trades and you start to force yourself and you start making the conditions in the market. I mean, if there is no condition in the market, you force that conditions just because you want to be in any sort of trade. So you convince yourself that you want to enter the trade and that is the right condition. But instead of cooling down, stay back, look for the best setup, you enter a wrong trade and you lose everything which you have just made. So that is a trade I've taken. Now, talking about taking the right trades, avoiding bad trades, I have a very good example which is NZD CAD. Now, I've just shown you the pullback entry bullish. Exact same entry I have, and that is a valid entry, and that could have been a winning trade as well. If I look at the ATR 26, that would be a winning trade easily for me. Yes, more than 1-to-1, that would have hit my take profit, but I have avoided this trade. Why is that? Because first, that is a range market and I don't like to trade in the range market. But in this scenario, that made a new high, broke about the previous high, we had a pullback, we had engulfer, and that would have hit my take profit. But again, my intuition was that I didn't want to take this trade. For me, that was the right decision for me, because if I see this condition in any other market, I might not take it or might enter with a low risk. But here I had a good winning trade. For me to leave this trade does not harm me. Instead, that was a right decision for me. So I've skipped this trade even though that was a valid condition. But looking at the range market, that is what professional traders do. They go for the right and the best setups. Instead of that, I've taken this trade that was sent to the members. And why is that? We had a nice push up, nice momentum above 50 EMA, and that nicely bounced up from the support. We had a new high, broke up the previous high, the range was broken. That is something I was more comfortable to enter. Now, right here, that would have been easily gone up to 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio, but I was busy somewhere, I could not manage this trade. But now a good lesson to learn here. You remember in my last weekend's video, I have a stop loss hit on this pair. Now, did I get scared to enter with the same method? Pullback entry bullish, stop loss hit, then we have another entry, pullback entry bullish. No, I was not scared because I knew that this is my strategy that I've tested more than 1,000 times in the pairs, and I know in the long run, this is a profitable strategy if you follow the full rules. Sometimes the strategies look valid, the entries looks valid, but it is not. That is why I have a 6 rules for that, and once you learn those rules, you will not make a mistake. So I still enter this trade, and that was also sent as an alert to the members. One out of 2 trades, I've sent 2, both of them were the winners. So this is one of them. As you can see right here, that was sent as an alert to my members, and that nicely hit my take profit. Now, talking about this trade, keep an eye on this trade and have a sketch in your mind of this trade. I have another entry, exactly same entry. Now, this was the trade that I avoided. And why is that? Now, we had a pullback entry exactly right here. As you can see, that follows all my 6 rules. But I have not taken this trade. I'm not just saying that. I've clearly warned my members that this trade is going to be risky and I will be more comfortable to enter if there is a strong pullback. So let's see the clip where I've warned my members so that you can see how the discipline can make your trading stronger and take you to the next level. If you look here, this is forming a valid pullback entry bullish. Now, I'm not really comfortable to take this entry. If you guys want to take it, if you are someone who's really comfortable with risk, then once it's closed, that is a valid pullback entry bullish. I'll be more interested for more pullback, and then I want to see this condition to go long. These sort of trades I sometimes like to avoid. Doesn't matter if that plays out or not, it's totally up to you. If you, let's say you have a good winning streak, if you want to take a risk, you can still go for it. If not, perfect. So you see how effective it is if you just listen to your own rules, if you listen to your intuition as well. But instead of entering right here, that would have saved some loss for me. Instead of entering right here, I decided to enter right here. That is also a green candle that engulfs the previous candle, and that is a swing low bullish candle that follows my all rules, 6 rules. If you are a student, you know what rules I'm talking about. And instead of entering right here, I've entered right here, but not randomly, but with my entry condition. And that hit my take profit. So I saved myself to enter a losing trade. So instead of getting excited and entering every single trade where you see conditions, I entered with the best condition, with strong pullback. And that is the benefit of getting mentorships. In live session, I tell you these things and I keep you guys informed what's best, what is risky, and what are the best conditions. And one of them is a right here. Now, pullback entry bullish, you have seen lots of them, and we have one more entry which I've taken in the priority group, one of the trade alerts sent to the members, which is right here. Now, that might look invalid to you, but that is a valid pullback entry for me. We had broken below, we had a pullback, we had a new high, we had nice engulfing pattern. Same entry condition, right? This was sent as a trade alert. Now, with this trade, I've also mentioned that this is going to be risky trade, small pullback, but valid. I'm still going to enter with a low risk. So sometime you see a good setups, but you see it might be risky. But for me, that was a bullish cross. We had an engulfer. That was a good confidence for me to enter this trade. But I've entered with a low risk, and that nicely played out for me. That was more than 1 to 1. It's 1.5 to 1 reward to risk ratio. I've managed this trade to these recent highs. That is something I normally do and I normally show in every single weekend's video. So one more winning trade in the priority group. Again, if you're learning from these alerts and you're not taking it as a signals, then you are spotting the entries in the market, the other entries in the market that I teach you with these trade alerts. Then we have NZD CHF, exact same trade but opposite. In the live session, clearly mentioned that we had broken below the consolidation. As you can see, this pair was ranging from long time, and afterwards it broke below this range. And after it breaks below this range, we had a nice pullback followed by bearish engulfer. Previously, we were looking for bullish engulfer. Below 50 EMA, we are only looking for bearish trades. And as you can see the results, that nicely hit my take profit. And this was not sent as an alert, and that is something for you to look and learn as well. Now, exact same entries, it is something my student has spotted in the Discord group. Now, if you're not taking my trades as a signals, you're learning from my trade alerts, that is something I want to see from you guys. Now, this is something mentioned in my Discord group from one of my students, and that was not sent as an alert. As you can see the screenshot, that was a valid entry, and as you can see, that was another 58 pips in the pocket. Just because you know the rules, just because you have learned the system, you didn't even need to wait for my signals. You spotted this trade, I mentioned that is valid, that is how you learn from me, and you can become independent without relying on anyone else. Now I want to show you the winner of the week, which are indices. Indices played out so well this week that if you have taken all those trades, then you can imagine how much money you could have made right here. Now, that is nothing with a guess or nothing with a gamble. Now, right here, we had a breakout pattern. Now, if you follow me from last couple of months, year, then you have seen me placing the breakout trades. Now, that is a strategy I've also uploaded free in my YouTube playlist. Feel free to check my playlist and you will see that how we trade breakout and triangle patterns. Now, right here, this was a breakout pattern found, and that was something that was placed live in my members only live session. And I don't show you these things when the market already plays out. I show you these conditions before the price even moved to that direction, and I've placed these trades live before these conditions even happened. So let's see the clip from the live session where we have set these trades and where I've mentioned these conditions before it has even happened. You see this flag pattern has formed here, right here. A flag pattern is formed here as well. So when the market is ranging like this, and we can see a breakout, and breakout will confirm your moves. So look for above or below. But my bias is bearish, looking at the fundamentals, not technicals. For now, we are not looking for any trades. Technically, once we are broken above with a solid candle, we are bullish, and broken below, we are bearish. Breakout pattern has formed here. I look for the breakout above or below with a solid candle is very likely. Now, that is something we call patience and taking your trades with conditions. And what a big move we have got right here. And if you trade indices, then that is 5,600 points move here on indices, and nothing was done with a guess. We were waiting for the breakout, and now breakout are the aggressive trades, aggressive way to enter. But if you're someone who's comfortable to take a risk, and if you're someone who's not overexposing your account balance, then you are not scared of taking these type of trades. If you have a winning streak, then you have a good leverage to enter these risky trades. I always say breakout patterns are risky because sometimes it is just a fake out. So one more good trade we had here, and with that I want to show you another trade, S&P 500. One more breakout happened right here, a solid candle close. I'm not just saying that. Everything is with rule. Everything is with condition. I have full objective rules for my trading. For this type of entry, I always like to see a solid close. Right here we had a solid close, and there is no ifs, no buts, clear condition. And let's see the clip where I've mentioned, and we have placed this trade live in the live session. Quickly look at S&P 500 technically. So keep an eye. For now, we need to see a break, which is very important. We are getting pattern as well right here, and that is something we need to see. And we are looking for the breakout. Now, very important to see a breakout of this flag pattern. If the breakout happens above, of course we will see a push up, but it must be a solid candle above or below that will confirm your direction. So keep an eye on the breakout of this flag pattern. Perfect. So again, that is something we call patience and taking a trade with condition. And this breakout happened when I was about to finish my live session. And if you have seen my live session full video for the members, right at the end of the live session where I've mentioned that we are getting a breakout above and we might get an entry soon. And this 4-hour candle closes here, and that has given some insane move of 768 points. No ifs, no sideways statements, no confusing statements, just black or white, entry at the close, stop loss below 50 EMA, take profit 1-1 initially, and then it's totally up to you how you want to manage it. Again, a breakout here on NASDAQ US100, similar as the others. I've clearly mentioned about this trade. We have set these trade live in the live session. And if you really follow me in the live sessions, in my videos even, then you can see I've been giving you so many good tips that if you follow those tips, and let's say you're just back testing that, you will see the results would be insane. Let's see the clip, and then we can connect the dots from here. We have no entry conditions yet. Again, all the indices are forming this pattern right here. So keep an eye on the breakout, symmetrical triangle here. Breakout is very important, above or below. So once that happens, solid close will confirm your entry. But overall, we are not completely bearish. It must break below, and if that happens, break will confirm the move. All of them are forming a breakout pattern, and that is what I'm also looking at. Perfect. One more trade, and if you calculate all those pips, you will see the money would be insane. I've not taken all the trades, but few of them here in indices. But if I just calculate my gold trade, my oil trade I've just shown you, which is something I've taken on my real account, the forex trades I've shown you that sent to the members, those trades itself given me some insane profits. And for me, taking these trades are just an extra leverage. And these are the breakout patterns with a solid close. I would be really comfortable to enter this trade, and as you can see, that has given insane amount of profit. Same goes with Hong Kong 50. So we are still above 50 EMA. If you look here on daily, we are above 50 EMA and not broken below 50, not broken below completely, below 50 EMA as well. Small breakout pattern has been formed. Let's see where it breaks. Above, it will push up. Below, it will push down. So that is all we have here. I've not taken Hong Kong 50 trade because I've not tested this much, but I've taken one of these, and same goes with this one. A solid break right here, solid candle close above 50 EMA. And as you can see, that also plays out and hit my my resistance zone, and reacted from my resistance zone as well. That was been mentioned from last couple of videos, and especially for this index, Hong Kong 50, I've clearly marked the zone above from where the price just reacted after the breakout. We bought here, and as you can see, all the way from here. And let's see if there is an entry on 1 hour. No entry on 1 hour. I've not taken this trade, but the reason I want to show you how nicely it's started to react from my zone. It might form engulf for double bot or double top from here, but that is something to see later on. But as you can see, this is something that was placed live without ifs, without buts. So if you follow your rules, if you're disciplined, if you have objective rules, then you can make money in the financial market. So hope you got a value out of the first part, and I hope you have learned how I personally taken the trades I've avoided, the trades I've not feel comfortable. Talking about NZD CAD trade, I was not comfortable, even though that would have hit my take profit. Euro JPY trade, I was not comfortable with a small pullback. I waited for the big pullback, and that played out nicely. These breakouts trade, silver trade, gold trade, all of them, how nicely they played out. Let me show you the results of the bot this week. Now, Hong Kong index. We already were long with this pair after the breakout. With the breakout, it also formed an entry signal. That nicely plays out, hitting the take profit. Just talking about this week, this entry formed just on 24th of June. With that, we have NASDAQ nicely played out. Right after the breakout, it has triggered the volume. That the volume is showing that price is going to push up, and volume was bullish. And how nicely that pushes higher. So the bot also triggers a signal here. With that, we have a bot trigger a signal on US30 Dow Jones. How nicely that massively pushed up, and we were already bullish for this pair after the breakout happened. Right here, it also triggers a signal in my bot, but I was just looking for my personal condition. Just trading with the bot will not make you profitable. You need to learn the full system as well. That is something you have an extra confidence on the side. The bot is not your full support. You need to learn the methods. For me, the breakout was one confluence. Then we had a bot triggers a signal, means we have a volume towards the upside. That is my extra confidence. I might have increased my risk here because if we have a double confluence. So that is how I use this bot. Then we have UK100. It just triggered a signal right here. I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but we have a signal that has just triggered live. That was a sell signal, and let's see how that goes. On Australia 200 index, right here, that was a live signal here. And I want to show you one Forex signals as well, which is USD CAD. How nicely that triggers a signal here. That nicely pushed down. And we have a CAD JPY right here, triggers a signal that nicely pushed down. Now, USD JPY, that triggers a signal, but that hit a stop loss first. But that is the beauty of this indicator or a bot. It gives you the volumes. The highest volume, the market eventually goes in that direction. In this case, it has formed a bearish volume. But what happened is, it has pushed up first and then pushed back down. Now, here the education comes. If you know the right system, what do we have? We had a head and shoulder pattern. I would have entered right here, and I would have sold right here. That would be a nice 169 pips move for me. But right here, again, if you can tweak the bots according to your own settings, that is something you can do. I'll be uploading a video this week as well, how you can operate the bot, but that is something I want to show you. Eventually, it came back down, but stop loss was hit. If you trade without a stop loss, then that would be a take profit hit. Right here, just want to show you the trades. NZD CAD, right here, it triggers a signal that pushes up, hitting the take profit. Net gas, it triggers a signal right here that nicely hit the take profit. And recently, it triggers a signal on NEMEX for a buy that is live running. We'll see how that goes. Crude oil nicely triggers a signal, and that nicely pushed down as well. And let's look at some crypto market. If you look at crypto market, this pair right here, JASM, and that also triggers a signal right here that pushes up, hitting the take profit. And if you look here, this pair that did not play out. So that is something I want to show you with full transparency. Right here, this pair just hit the take profit and pushes down. Previously, it didn't hit the take profit, but was barely about to hit the take profit. But here, it plays out perfectly fine. And I want to show you Ethereum as well. That is a major one, which this bot normally triggers with a major pace. And if you look here on Ethereum, that triggers a signal right here, and that nicely hit the take profit. So that is in front of you. If you want to get an access to this bot, it is totally free. You don't need to pay anything. If you join one of my partner broker with minimum 1K of deposit, as you can see, all the details are right here. Feel free to check them out. If you have any questions, get in touch with the broker directly and join with this link. If you join with this link only, then you will get access to this bot, and you need to open one trade so that I can see that your account is active. As long as you're active, you will get this access to this bot, and I will send you the full code so that you can have that lifetime. But if you stop trading with my partner broker, then I will not send you an up-to-date script, which I'll be doing every few weeks. So I'll be adding one more broker, which is TMGM. That is also one of a very good broker with multiple regulations, and it also has its own trading app. So all of them are right here. Feel free to check them out. And once you join, just DM me on Instagram. My social links are right here. Make sure you DM me on Instagram, and then I will get back to you as soon as possible, and I will send you the full script and details how to add this bot. So get your accounts ready before you see the video so that when it's live, you will get it right away. So hope you got a value out of the first part, and let's start the analysis with nat gas, gold, silver, and crude oil, starting with natural gas. So starting with natural gas. So what do we have right here? But let me show you the clip from our last video so that we can connect the dots from there and see what to expect next. Let's use some discretion here to look for the pullbacks, just talking about capital.com all the way from here till this trend line. Now, in general, I'm talking about technical traders. I'm not talking about my strategy. My strategy is a bit different, but it is something I personally totally use for my discretion. Now, if there is a pullback, now lots of technical traders, they look at the trend line and they look at the Fibonacci level when there is no support nearby. So if there is a pullback hit of 50% retracement, there is a likely chance of rejection and a fall back down. In that case, that would be very aggressive. Do not. Now this pullback could be big enough to 20 or 50 EMA, so don't get alarmed. As long as we are below 50 EMA, we are not buying this market. There's a possibility that price is going to go up, retest this trend line, and then quickly fall back down. So whichever way you're comfortable. Awesome. So 2 lessons to learn here. When there is no conditions, we are not taking any trades. Now, personally, I would go for the pullback entry bearish below 50 EMA. And I've clearly mentioned that I won't get alarmed if the price gives you a deep pullback. Now, this could be a pullback, and I'm going to get to that point very shortly. But this Fibonacci retracement, that was set using discretion. Now, that is not one of my entry rules. The one I teach to my students, that is something I use as a discretion in trading. These trend line I don't normally use with Fibonacci retracement. But again, using a discretion that could have been played out, but in this case, that did not. Now that is the lesson to learn. Strong setups always give you good rewards. Now if I put this Fibonacci tool, let's say when the zone was broken, exactly right here, in that case, that Fibonacci retracement would have been triggered perfectly fine. But there was no zone that was recently broken. So we were using the trend line. That is something I want to explain before I move ahead. So the zone breaker and the trend line goes very differently. The trend lines are always risky to trade. Now that is a good example to teach you as well. Now what to expect from it? Since there was no entry conditions below 50 EMA, there was no need to enter, excluding this Fibonacci trend line. Now from the trend line, there was no bearish engulfer. Now there is only one candle that is closed above 50 EMA. So that is why I'm still not looking for bullish trades. I'm only looking for bearish trades. Now if the next candle, let's say, opens back down and close as a bearish engulfer, let's say there wasn't any gap down opening or gap up opening. If we have a candle, let's say, close here and then it closed back down as a bearish engulfer, that will be still my sell signal, and I will go 1 ATR for my target. It is less likely, but a condition I want you guys to keep an eye on. Now that is one condition to take my sell trade, and that is the only condition to take my sell trade. Now let's say the market opens above in gap and we have more momentum above 50 EMA. In that case, I will start to look for my bullish trades only. Now remember, let's say the market opens above in gap and keep on pushing and dramatically fall back down. Exactly like this move, we were looking for bearish trades and then quickly it pushes back up. Means no conditions, no entries. Similar, if there is no conditions above 50 EMA, I will not take it. But my bias will turn from bearish to bullish and I will start to look for my pullback entry bullish. Now when we are above 50 EMA, very easy. We are looking for bullish engulfers like this, engulfers like this. And when we are below 50 EMA, we are looking for bearish engulfers like this. So that is something we need to understand if we are taking the trades with the right manner. So very simple. if we are above 50 EMA and stay above 50 EMA, we are looking for the pullback entry bullish, and we might get a double top pattern here to sell this market again. If it remains below 50 EMA and the next candle closes back down as a bearish engulfer, in that case, that will be my sell signal, and that looks less likely at this point. But that is a condition to keep an eye on. Now, one more thing I want to mention here. We are also getting a pattern into a pattern. What I mean by that? A head and shoulder bearish pattern. Within the head and shoulder bearish pattern, right here, on a higher time frame as well. So higher time frame is aligning with a bearish pattern, as well as smaller time frame, as well as weekly time frame that I've already mentioned in my last few videos. Now, let me break down a bit. Now, that doesn't mean the price is going to reverse very quickly. Now, we already have a minor head and shoulder pattern, and that is valid according to my rules. Now, if you follow me, you know the termination zone is right here, and the termination zone above it is exactly till here. So that is a big room for the price to move around, and then it can possibly push back down from here, exactly how we had on a weekly head and shoulder pattern, the trade I've just mentioned. That fall happened all the way from here. So that is something to keep an eye on. Let's say there is no buy condition above 50 EMA. Remember, we only take over trades with condition, but if there is a bullish engulfer above 50 EMA, it will not stop me to take my bullish trades, or bearish engulfer, like I explained, to take my bearish trade. But within this head and shoulder pattern, if you see a strong bearish engulfer, means that is a signal the price is likely going to come back down to this termination zone. So that is a termination zone I will keep an eye on to look for the bearish engulfers, or a 382 candle. Or if the price just pushes up straight away, in that case, head and shoulder pattern will become invalid. A very good example of this pattern we had on silver. Remember, we took this trade, exactly same pattern we had, but we had a bearish signal from where we had a fall to the termination zone below. So keep an eye. Just want to give you a heads up here as well. While you're looking for the buy trades, keep looking for bearish signs here as well. If we have that can likely fall back down. And we are still looking at the zone below and zone above, the zone I've already mentioned in my previous videos. Same goes with NEMEX. On NEMEX, since we are above 50 EMA, all I'm looking at bullish engulfing pattern. We have already 1 and 2 candles, and the momentum shows towards the upside. My bot just triggered a signal here on NEMEX. I'm not sure how it performs on NEMEX, but it shows that the momentum is towards the upside as of now. But ignoring that, look for the conditions where we are just looking for some more pullback and engulfer to buy this market. Soon we might get a bullish cross as well. So that is all I'm looking at only on NEMEX platform. I'm actively looking for buy trades only, since there is no sell condition below 50 EMA. Price just broke above. If there is no condition, I will not take it. So the zone above is still active, because on this platform we never hit the resistance level. And right here, if you mark these resistance on your charts, feel free to mark these on your charts. On capital.com, again, we are looking for double tops, and on NEMEX, we are still actively waiting for the price to push us up. If that happens, we are selling this market. For now, as we are above 50 EMA, just pull back entry bullish I'm looking at. I will only sell if the price pushes up here with my bearish engulfers or double top, or if dramatic fall happens below this low, I will start to sell this market. So very simple and very easy. For now, I'll be also looking at 382 candles as we are above 20 and 50 EMA. If you have a 382 candle here on above 50 and 20 EMA, that will be a buy signal as well. Same goes with capital.com. On capital.com, we just have 1 candle, and on Ovanda, we just have 1 candle close above 50 EMA. If the next candle close back down, that will be a sell signal on capital.com and on Ovanda. And if you are trading on MCX, same goes here. If we have a next candle closes back down, we are still bearish, and that will be a valid sell signal. I will only buy with some more momentum towards the upside, and then a pullback, and then engulfer, and we're going to go long till here and look for the double top trades from here to sell this market again. And I'm going to keep you guys informed with every condition that happens in the market every single day. So very simple here, look for these conditions for your buy and for your sell. Without conditions, we are just gambling and we are not trading. Coming here on gold, and what a move we have got here on gold. I've just shown you that I've taken the real trade. If you have seen the first part of the video, I've shown you my real trade in my real account. And that is something we call patience and taking the trades with condition. So we had this bearish engulfer, and I don't like to enter right at the close, which is something I don't do when there is a big momentum candle. We already have a momentum, and if you enter here, your risk to reward ratio will hinder badly. So I would go right at the middle of this candle with the limit order. 1 ATR would be $18, which is 1,800 pips, exactly like this. And I would go something like this, which is 1-to-1. To be on a safe side, we can always go a bit higher above the box, and we can go 1-to-1 like that if you wish to do like that. So that is something I'm also expecting, but I would go with a limit order exactly like this. And that is a valid pullback entry, bearish, and let's see how this goes. Clearly mentioned in my last video. Feel free to check my last video where we have set this trade live. So as you can see, with the limit order, we have entered right here, and that was an insane amount of move of 2,000 pips just in a single day. And what else do you need? 2,000 pips move happened here in gold, and I've clearly mentioned that I'm expecting a good fall to the zone below, which is right here. Now that is not a very strong zone, and we might see another pullback and fall back down. So from the zone, I will only enter my buy trades if I see a double bottom pattern. Now that could be on 4 hour or that could be on 1 hour. So that's my rejection box exactly like this. I will make it prominent. If we get a push up, pullback, engulfer or a pin bar, I will buy here. I will go for the quick scalp using 1 ATR for my initial target and manage my trades to 1.2 to 1.04 to 1 reward to risk ratio by keeping my stop loss below this rejection box. So that is all I'm looking at. Simply look for that on 1 hour as well. On 1 hour, we have a minor double bottom, but that is not the strongest double bottom. It might pushes up here and then it might forms a major double bottom right here, and look for engulfers and pin bar once we have a second bottom formed. So that is very simple here. Keep looking for that. Now if there is no double bottom, no buy condition, I'm simply looking for a breather, a pullback, same like we had on natural gas. That could be a strong and big breather since that is a support zone, and that can still push the price higher. And if we have a strong pullback again, price from bearish engulfer, I'm gonna go short again using 1 ATR for my target, exactly how we entered right here. So once there is a condition, I'll keep you guys informed as well. So keep an eye. These are the conditions I'll be looking here on gold. Coming here on silver, and what a move we have got here of 7,400 pips move. The trade that was placed live in my public video, no ifs, no buts. I've already shown that trade in the first part of the video, but in case you have not seen that, which is really bad, but let me show you the clip from the last video so that we can connect the dots from there. Head and shoulder pattern is forming on silver. It has nicely rejected from my termination zone below. We have a termination zone above till here. Okay, so let me give you a general bias. Since we have a termination zone above, I'm expecting a price to hit this termination zone. Mark this termination zone, which is on Owanda 36.77 goes up to 3716. Once we hit this termination zone, the head and shoulder, right shoulder will be completed, and look for bearish engulfer or 382 candle. From here, we can see another fall back down to the termination zone below. So very simple. Expect a push up for now till here, then bearish condition, fall till here. We'll see how that goes. For now, no entry condition. Generally, we can see a possible push up to this level. All the way from here, double bottom was there. I have not entered there, but I have my eyes right on this termination zone, which we had a push up successfully, and we had a bearish candle. So we'll see how this goes. We might see a push up, liquidity sweep, and then push back down. If you have a push up, if you have not entered, make sure you just to take profit and stop loss like this. So keep an eye. This is something I'm expecting from silver, a fall from here to this termination zone. And again, guys, not any sort of trading advice, just my opinion, and don't take my words on it. Perfect. So as you can see, we had a good and great fall out of this bearish engulfer. That move was predicted from last couple of weeks, that if you have taken this trade, you have made some money. Now what I'm expecting next, price is right at the anchor support, and that is also my termination zone. I'm not touching silver as long as we are not broken below this low. Once we have broken below this low, we can either fall to the support zone that was the strongest level, 34.42 goes to 35.00. If you have a fall here, I will be buying this market from here with bullish engulfers or double bottom. Otherwise, I'm still waiting till the price break below this low, pull back, and only then I will go short till here, look for my buy condition from here to buy again, quick scalp and exit my trade, since this is not a very strongest level. But that is the only level now I'm paying attention to buy this market. Otherwise, I'm not buying until we are here or until the price break above dramatically above this high. Only then I will buy silver. For now, I'll wait till the price come down to this level or break below this low for the next sell trade to sell it till here and buy from here, scalp, come out, and then I will look for the next condition. So very simple, wait for now till the price comes here or break below this low to sell this market. Sell after the break below this low, buy once we are in this zone with my buying condition like engulfers or double bottom. Very simple, look for this condition. That is all we are looking at. So finally, we have crude oil. Crude oil is just ranging sideways and still intact with this double bottom area. We do have a divergence in the RSI. Now, we already have a double bottom formed right here. That is why I'm expecting a move up. I've already taken one profit here. If you have seen the first part of the video, I've shown you the live trade in my live account, but I'm still expecting a bounce out of crude oil. That is not a valid bearish engulfing trade, in case you're wondering. Price might form an engulfer right here again. In that case, we'll have a major double bottom. So that is still a chance. If the price comes down, forms a bullish engulfer or a pin bar, that is another entry for me, and I might re-enter this trade again. So as long as we are not broken below this low, the last low, we are not completely bearish for crude oil. So I'm still expecting price to head higher at least to 50 EMA. That is enough to cut your profits. But make sure you look for the engulfer if you are not in the trade already. If you are in the trade already, then we are still looking at the price to push up, and in that case I'll keep my stop loss below. Again, I've taken my profits already, but if you're someone who has not cut the profits, make sure you have your stop loss there as well, because if the price break and close below these lows, in that case we have a highly likely chance the price will further fall down. So let's see how this goes. Still expecting a bounce. Still we are intact with this rejection zone. If there is one more engulfer, that is another buy signal. And take your trades on your own risk, guys. Don't take my words on it. If you think my analysis are not right and going against your analysis, listen to your own. It is just for educational purpose, and it's something I personally trade and sharing with you guys. So that's it for the long weekends video. Hope you got a value, and I hope you have learned something out of that. If yes, hit a like button for me, subscribe if you're new, so that we can all trade together and trade efficiently. Hope you trade green, and see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care.